टी और कॉफी पे तो पॉज करो.
After understanding the meaning of the substitute and complementary goods, now we will see that how they are related to the demand for the commodity. Just remember one thing, we are studying the relation of demand with price of the related good. You have to remember this, don't get confused. Demand is of different good and price is of a different good. Say first we understand the relation between the price of the substitute. Say we take two goods, tea and coffee. Say price of tea was say 5 per cup. Price of coffee was say 7 per cup. At certain point of time 150 people are buying it, and at certain point of time say 80 people are buying it. Now suppose the price of tea remaining same, but price of coffee falls. Say now price of coffee is say 6 per cup. What should happen to the demand for coffee? Should rise. Demand should rise. Maybe now say 100 people want to buy it, right? These 20 people are the ones who were earlier buying the tea, right? They have moved on to buy the coffee. So it means now the demand is only 130 units. We can see that dx falls when the px rises. When the px also falls. Okay, so there is a direct relation between pz and dx. When pz is a substitute good, it means that if there will be fall in the price of say like the same example, in the price of coffee, the demand for tea will also fall. Same direction, direct relation between the two good, the price and the demand. Again and again I am repeating that you have to remember that you are studying this. Demand is of the different good and price is of the different good, right? Otherwise you might get confused during the question and answers. So take notice of this point. Then next we have to understand how dx is affected by the change in the price of the complementary good. So again we take two goods, bread and butter. This time the complementary goods which are used together. Say price of bread being 15 units and quantity being say 100 units. Whereas the price of butter being say 50 rupees and quantity say being 25 units. Now suppose the price of bread rises, or we can increase the price of this, we take as a substitute good, complementary good. The price rises and becomes 60, right? It means less people can buy the butter. So maybe the quantity is now say 20 units. So now these 5 people who are unable to buy the butter will not buy bread also, right? So it means the quantity decreases, or you can say dx decreases when pz rises. So it means there is an inverse relation between pz and dx when pz is the price of the complementary good. Okay, question can be framed like this also, that fall in price of one commodity leads to rise in the demand for other commodity. So how are they related? So you just have to see the relation. If there is inverse relation, they are complementary goods. If there is a direct relation, they are substitute goods, right? Okay, next third determinant is Y, that is income of the buyer. Okay, so how the income of a buyer affects the demand? For understanding this, we first have to understand that there are two kind of goods: normal goods and inferior goods. Okay, first thing that we have to make clear is that it is not that a particular good is known a normal good or as an inferior good due to its characteristic. It is not like this. It depends on the income of the consumer. We'll just take an example so that we can understand. Suppose you, me, we want to buy a car. So maybe for us, say Maruti Swift is a normal good. Maybe Scorpio, maybe some other car, right? Around 10 lakh, 12 lakh or 8 lakhs. A normal car, I can buy it. But if you talk about money, he wants to buy a car. For him, maybe say Audi is a normal good and Swift is an inferior good. Okay, so it is clear that nothing to do with the quality, right? Depends on the income of the buyer. And simply inferior goods are those goods which are often consumed by the poor people. Those goods we consider as the inferior goods, right? These are by the normal income groups, that is middle and high income group. And it is consumed by the low income group, the poor people, right? So generally they are of low quality because they are consumed by the people who have lower incomes. So what happens when a person is buying an inferior good and if his income rises, then he tries to switch over to the normal good, right? For the normal goods it is simple relation, there is a direct relation. More your income, more will be the demand, direct relation. But after learning the meaning of the inferior goods, we come to know that it is also possible that when the income of a person rises, he reduces the demand for the good, and that type of good is known as the inferior good, right? If suppose your income rises many times, maybe lakhs, maybe crores, then for you again Swift may become a inferior good, right? Depends on the income. So here we have the inverse relation. It means that as the income of the buyer increases, he reduces the demand of the inferior goods. Why he does this? Because he wants to switch over to the normal goods, better goods. So when you are asked to explain that how income is a determinant of demand, you need to explain both. You need to explain the normal goods as well as the inferior goods. Even diagram can be used to explain them. Then next is your